YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate. Welcome you back to the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is day number 77 of the 100 days. It's also St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody at home. Wear your green. And we're taking today a look at an interesting idea for a deck suggestion. We're taking a look at a deck that I actually saw the other day. I was dueling against this deck the other day. Not quite this deck, but similar to this. It's Vernusylphs plus Traptrix. And the idea is we got a whole bunch of different engines in this deck. We got the Vernusylphs, the Traptrix, like I said. We also have a little bit of Kashtira and just a little bit of adventure token. And we're trying to kind of control the board, kind of like a what's the old term, is a ramp deck, or it's a mid-range, or maybe like just advantage in general. One of those sorts of things where we're just trying to set up a bit of a board and confuse and confound our opponent with various effects in order to gain the upper hand against them. You know, we're playing a bit of a different Traptrix build because we're not just about traps. We got one trap. We got one singular trap card that we're going to be abusing today. So we're going to be showing off this deck today, showing off all the combos and the wombos and the what do's, not do's, all that good stuff. Thanks to Mr. Eric Breeze, who asked us to take a look at this deck and see what we can make of it. We'll see how this deck functions in the field, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. So let's get started. Let's show off this deck. We've got the whole list we got at the end of the video, but for now, let's show off some duels. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent, another day, another card game. So we like to go first with this deck, but we don't get to go first this time around, but the opening hand's not too bad. We've got a Traptrix Mantis. I've got my Terraforming. And we're up against either Yugioh, Sacred Beast, or both. One of those three things, because those are the only decks that play Opening of Spiritual Gates. So we'll see where this goes. I mean, I've got myself a setup. I've got my Vernusylphs here, got my Mantis, got my Terraforming. There's a lot of different things in our hand. Yeah, we've got a lot of different things. So what does this opponent got? Alright. What did he search? It's not until I wasn't paying attention. Alright, doesn't matter. So my opponent's doing his thing. Let's do ours. With our deck, we have a lot of different combinations of cards that do various things. And we're just going to kind of feel it out. You know, you got to be careful which cards you do when. And, you know, if he negates Terraforming, that's actually fine. I don't need Terraforming to do stuff. It's actually more of a side tech, if you didn't know. We're going to go for Traptrix Mantis here. We're going to sit our Traptrix Arachnacampa. Very nice monster. We're going to activate. I suppose we could have just kept Arachnacampa. But for now, let's go ahead for a Foolish Burial. Let's Foolish Burial. And we're going to ditch Kashtira Fenrir. Because what I can do here, dump a couple of monsters. And then I'm going to send another monster to my graveyard. Let's go ahead and send our Tuner for now, because we'll use that later. And we're going to summon back an Earth from our graveyard. Our boy, Fenrir. Nasty little guy, this dude. I'm going to use his effect. You know, a lot of our cards are Earth-based. This allows us to just have that little bit of synergy there. And, yeah, from there, we're pretty good. Let's go ahead and make our Traptrix Sarah. We'll have that. We're going to special summon Arachnacampa. That way we can get our singular trap card. Alright, and Sarah will go off, and that's one of our basic. There's a lot of different combo lines in this deck, depending on what you open up with. You know, we got the Adventure line, of course. We have the Traptrix line. We got the Kashtira Fenrir, who doesn't interrupt a whole lot of things. He really is good for this deck. And I think I could switch him, but I don't need to. I'm going to set a card. Let's battle phase and attack into Beckoning Beast. I'm immune to traps, so any mirror forces will not work on me, buddy. Not today. Not today. Alright, let's go ahead and attack with Fenrir. And I might as well go ahead and, you know, banish this. I don't want him to keep it if I can help it. So that'll be good for start him up. Yep. And we're good for a turn. You know? Like I said, with this deck, a lot of different lines you can go into. Certain, you know, boards happen before other boards. But, you know, it's good. This is very nice. Because I got my Treacherous Trap Hole. Only trap card I'll ever need. I can just pop 2 cards of my opponents while I have a monster. Well, I have no traps in the grave, so I should have said. That's what I meant to say. What does this guy do? Normal summon, add Uriah, Searing Flame Boy, or a card that specifically lists. So for what I'm seeing here is that this is probably more than likely what you call them. This is Sacred Beast to some extent. Okay. Do I want to blow stuff up is the question. Not yet. Soon. Soon. Because, well, I do have many ways to get this card back, but I don't have them at the moment, but I can get to them. I can get to them. Let's see what we got. Another Summoning Beast. Cool. You got two of them. Got two of them Sacred Beastie Boys, but none of the big ones. What is this? Unchained Soul of Yama. At an Unchained Monster, you say. If card destroyed, this card's in the graveyard. Banish this card, summon a fiend from the hand or the grave. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I can just banish that. That's just how that goes. Alright. Let's go ahead and banish Yama. I don't want him on the board. So go ahead and get rid of that. And if this is Unchained, yeah, that makes my Treacherous Hold not as useful, because that's more than likely going to be somebody. Don't. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought he had something to pop there, but I guess not. Okay, so good for duel number one. You get a taste of what this deck is about. It's an interesting little bug of a plant bug combo, where we're just trying to get the Traptrix going, and they set up the Treacherous Hole. We get our Fenrir going. The Adventure line does some stuff. The Vernusylph makes us more consistent. It's a whole smorgasbord of different things. It's a cool thing. So let's go for duel number two. Show off more what this deck can do, because there's a lot more it can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. And I'll just go scissors again. Okay, doesn't matter. Like I said, I can go first or second with this deck. And we're going to go first, and we get a new lineup of things we can do. So I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and special summon our Fenrir. Nice little guy. Because another good thing about Fenrir is that he searches us more monsters. And the more monsters we have, then the more stuff I can discard. If he's going to negate me, totally fine. Doesn't really matter. I still have Right of Aramazir. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself my Spiffy token. Get my adventure thing set up. That way I'll have a couple little things. It's not everything I'd like, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, multiple lines, multiple things to interrupt my opponent. I'll have an Omni Negate, this token dude, and I don't need another Right of Aramazir. One is plenty. After the first one, the rest just kind of become, you know, discard fodder at that point. But yeah, we'll have ourselves a setup here, and I do have my Garden, but that's more for when the Traptrix are out on the board. So it's not really that useful to us yet. So now, though, let's go ahead and do all this, and kind of wish the Vernusylph was a tuna, but he is not a tuna. He is not, so we'll end our turn for now. We'll end our turn. I mean, it's a nice little board here. It's established. You know, I got a Fenrir. I can banish stuff. I got Griffin. I can negate stuff. And that'll work out just fine. Harpy's Feather Duster. Well, kind of have to stop that, don't I? I don't want to, but what else am I supposed to do? I have to do something. I have to do something. Okay, so we've seen Ash Blossom, we've seen Ancient Warriors Virtuous Boy, and we've seen Ash Blossom. So this is Ancient Warriors. Okay. I was not expecting Ancient Warriors, but that's what it is. So what does this guy do again? Send a card from hand to fill the grave, summon an Ancient Warrior from the deck except for itself. Cool. Because it depends on who you're summoning. If he's summoning the one that negates things, that could be an issue. Ever so slightly. Okay, that's the guy I was thinking about. Jun Kong. I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce these guys' names. Let's go ahead and banish the guy he just summoned so it doesn't do us any problems. With any luck. I don't know I don't know what else he has in his hand. He could have Lubu for all I know. There he is. There's Lubu. Alright. Lubu it be. Lubu be. Let's see. Oh, he's just gonna destroy Fenrir. Doesn't matter to me. I can live with that. Yeah, it's during the main phase he can pop stuff. But you only do that once during each battle or each main phase. Okay. Alright. I mean, I still think it was a good idea to get rid of Sun Mao when I did, because this would have just gotten around Fenrir anyway. That's the thing. So, still okay for the most part. Not perfect, but it's what it is. Let's see. This card sends a great target effective token control. No, that doesn't work. He's just gonna bounce me or something. Let's see. This card's linked summon, add an Ancient Warrior card, ditch a card, target face-up card. Bounce it. Gotcha. Alright. I mean, if I get any Vernusylph, I'm good. Or any monster. Any monster card I draw, I will be able to use my Falling Mountains, bring back Fenrir. It should do something here. What is this? Summon an Ancient Warrior from the hand. Take damage equal to its level times 100. I see. Uh-huh. Let's see. Send this card. Spell trap. Target Ancient Warriors on the field. Change its attribute. Okay. Alright, so we had another Sun Mao. Gotcha. Okay. And then if this leaves the field, does it do anything? I don't think it does. No. No, it does not. Okay. Alright. Oh, he sent himself? Okay. Zukong. Okay, so my opponent's got himself a setup here. He's got a setup of his own, but like I said, all I need is a Fenrir, and I can at least do something here. Because at this point, like, the only way he can get rid of my monster is, like, getting rid of one of his other cards. And what is this guy? Send an Ancient Warriors, spell trap to the grave, negate. This stops spell traps. And he needs Lu Juan to do the other thing. So this has a spell trap negate, at best. Not that impressive. Not bad, but not that impressive either. Alright, but like I said, one monster of any variety will allow me to get over this. I'd especially like it if I drew into Mantis, because then I could do even more things. Alright. Touche, sir, touche. Oh man, Arachnocampa's here. Cool. Go ahead and discard that. Draw myself another card, and Bob's your uncle. Fenrir's back. He's back. He's back again. And we're golden. Like I said, with this deck, there's a lot of different moving parts, and I'll give my opponent credit. He did do some stuff there. Did some cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and... Let's see. I'm going to activate my Journey of Destiny just to get that good. I'm going to go ahead and get my Aquamancer. Get Aquamancer, ditch the spare copy of Fenrir, don't need the darn thing. And let's normal summon the Adventurous Token Man. That'll do it. So let's go ahead for the battle phase. We'll attack into his Zukong and banish his spell. Which ought to be enough to end this duel. I don't know. I mean, how much top deck does this guy have? Unless he top decks Lu Bu or something that searches Lu Bu, this shouldn't be an issue. Shouldn't be that big of an issue. So, should I hedge my bets and make Little Knight is the question. That's a good question. Let's see. I could banish to get a Traptrix back, but that's not really going to help me too much. I think I'm okay. I think I'll be fine. Like I said, this deck's pretty nice. It was a pretty nice one. I'd be wondering like where it came from, because originally I dueled against this deck with my Dogmatic Tunes deck. It was a very nice back and forth duel. A lot of different things happened there, and I believe the who's the gentleman who made this or played this deck against me before? I think it was Mr. Donachi. Yeah, big shout out to that guy too. If he came up with this all on his own, big brain guy. I hope I'm doing his deck justice. Let's see, Vernusylph of the Flowers, you're saying. Go ahead, Journeys. Why not? I don't really need to do much else. Actually, that was a silly move. I'm just doing that to deck then, why not? Let's go ahead and use Vernusylph of the Flowers. Ditch a couple cards. We're going to add back Arachnocampa. And then we'll special summon. Let me think, who has the most attack here? Fenrir? Another one of those? Okay, I mean, you say so. You say so, Fenrir. Fine, we'll do another Fenrir. Alrighty, so that will be more than enough for game, but of course we have to normal summon Arachnocampa first. Why would we not do this? So, that'll be game number 2. And it's always nice to see it, Ancient Warriors. They can really be scary if they set up right. But luckily, we have just enough stuff that interrupt my opponent's flow, and he didn't... Well, he had enough stuff. The fact that I was able to stop his first Sun Mao probably messed him up more than he'd like to admit. So, that's good for duel number 2. Let's go for duel number 3. Maybe even do a fourth duel. A fourth duel for Shamrock Day. Yeah, let's go for duel 3, then duel 4. Alrighty, duel number 3, the fight in third. And I just want to clarify, third duel is for Shamrock, fourth duel is for Four-Leaf Clover. I got those mixed up for a second there, that's not good. Let's go for first, though. Let's go ahead and show this deck off first, and that's not a great combo there. I mean, I can make it work, but that's not a great combo there. Actually, no, that works just fine. Let's activate Foolish Burial and bury some fools. We'll send a Fenrir to the graveyard, and we're going to activate our Vernusylph, ditching Gokapole. We'll see. Even if he stops us, I still have a Rite of Aramesir. I just want to... Fenrir's meta. Okay. Thanks for win by default. Okay. Sure thing, poor. Sure thing, buddy. Win by... Okay, so I've lost this duel officially. Sorry, guys. I thought we were going to go... I thought we were going to go 4-0 today, but evidently not. Evidently, we're not going to do that. We're just going to lose right here. So, yeah, basically what's going to happen here is Vernusylph is going to send a monster to my graveyard. And then once that happens, I can bring back Fenrir. But cool thing here is going to happen, Gokapole. This guy's sent to the grave by whatever means. He searches you an insect. And that insect, we're going to get Arachnocampa. Because we're going to get Arachnocampa going. You know, we got our Fenrir on the board. We normal summon our Traptrix we have. Good old Dianaya. Nice girl. We'll use her to make Sarah. And then after that goes about, then... Well, yeah, we special summon Arachnocampa. That'll get us our trap card. That way we can get our dangerous trap hole going and pop two of my opponent's cards, banish their cards. Like I said, control the flow of the board. And also I have the, Rite of Aramesir, just put an Omni Negate on the same board as well. So, pretty nice. Although I can't summon Wandering Griffin the turn I do all this. Because with Vernusylphs, they do lock you into only Earth monster effects for a turn. So, you can still special summon Griffin on your opponent's turn, but they still get like a free activation of stuff. So, I guess we'll have to go to the next one, folks. Alrighty, our actual third opponent, because obviously the last duel doesn't count in any way of sort. It would feel really stupid doing that. But, let's go for this hand. What do we have? An interesting sort of hand. It's interesting, let's call it that. Let's go ahead and use our Vernusylph of the Flowering Hills. Gonna go ahead and discard a couple of those and try to get our Corolla. Nice little Corolla. Interesting tech in this deck. I had this one myself. It might have been the original. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and bring back our Vernusylph here. And with this card, everything will become a Vernusylph monster. And that'll allow Vernusylph of Flowering Fields, or Hills, or whatever you are. It makes our monsters indestructible by card effects. This is pretty nice. We're also going to use our Thawing Mountains. That way we can just discard that, draw another card. Bring back Earth from Graveyard, like, say, I could just bring back whoever I like. Doesn't really matter, does it? I just gotta bring back the next 2K defense wall. Why not? And let's go ahead. Rite of Aramesir. Why not? Bring out our token. Get out our spell. That way we'll have a nice big old token here. We'll have ourselves an Omni Negate to go with it. And we can't be just randomly field nuked. Which is very nice. So, I guess I'll ditch Fenrir because that's like the thing. I mean, I draw any Vernusylph, I can just get it out. Oh yeah, Vernusylphs. That's right. That's one of the sticking points here. We can't summon Griffin Rider just yet, but we can get into him. Once my opponent starts doing something in the main phase, he'll get one free thing. Basically, he'll get a free thing. So let's go ahead and bring out Griffin Rider. Bring the boy out here, and then my Fateful Adventure is going to get me my equip spell. I have seen these new, what do you call them, Gimmick Puppets. They're a pretty nasty bunch. Pretty nasty bunch. They're pretty competent, has to be said. Would have loved to have had Fenrir on the board right now, but sadly, I did not. Sadly, not this time around, so we'll see where this goes. Let's see. Normal summoned. Send a Gimmick Puppet monster, different level, from the deck to the grave. I don't think I want to stop this. How does this card work again? Gimmick Puppets cannot be destroyed, battle, or unaffected by opponent's activated non-Xyz monster effects. That's pretty brutal. So I do need to stop something that's not an Xyz monster, basically. Essentially, that's what this boils down to. Essentially. So it makes him immune to monster effects that are non-Xyz-wise, man. That's what it does. Let's see. I think that's okay for now. I think. I could be mistaken, but I think I'm okay here. I'd rather him commit some stuff to the board, and then, you know, he'll make his big Seas monster to get an Argent Chaos Force, and I stop that. That's what I'd prefer to do. We'll see where this goes, though. He's got 4 level 8s. Is he locked to anything? He is locked to Gimmick Puppets. Luckily, most Gimmick Puppet seeds are bad. They're not very good. I mean, Giant Hunter's okay. Gimmick Puppet, yeah, this is the new guy. Fantastic Maxina. Which would normally be a guy I would stop, but it would not do me any good. Like, hand stop Argent Chaos Force. It's better than nothing. 'Tis better than not. I will also say that my token is protected from battle. It's only 1 time, but, you know, this guy is bigger than this. But what I imagine he's going to do is summon out Gimmick Puppet of Strangs, and then he's going to run over my Griffin Rider, isn't he? Yeah. That is probably what he's going to do at some point. Is what is, actually. But I do have Dracoback still. So it could be worse. What on earth does Scream do? I assume it just summons itself like every other Gimmick Puppet does. They are very good at swarming the board, Gimmick Puppets. They just lock themselves into their Exceeds. Granted, the new Exceed's pretty good. Gimmick Puppet of Strangs. Detaching material. Everyone gets a string counter. Okay. Everybody gets a string counter. Cool. Just remember, the Griffin Rider does not get the protection from Vernusylph. Everyone else does. But not him. What are you gonna do? Giant Grinder. I feel like I could have stopped something. Well, actually, I don't know if I could have stopped anything really. He has just so much swarm. And that field spell makes it so my usual things don't work. I mean, I'll go ahead and Griffin Rider here just to do it. Better than nothing. But yeah, if I stop the rank up force, this doesn't do anything. That's too small. So unless he has another rank up spell, during the end phase of the opponent's turn, next end phase of the opponent, the player who places a spin counter on the blah, 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 blah. So yeah, again, that doesn't do anything though. My combo makes it so his nuke effect doesn't work. That's good. That's a good. Okay. Das gut. Das gut. Is good. What are you gonna do now? You have many things. Are you gonna make like Mega Clop? No, you can't make Mega Plops. Mega Plops, Mega Clops. You can make him though. You can make Chimeradol. Let's see, what does this do again? Take a Gimmick Puppet from the deck, add to hand or send to the grave, and then you can summon a Gimmick Puppet from the hand. Okay. Alright. Well, like I said, I like the new Gimmick Puppets. Hey, we got 2 days left of the 100 days that haven't been claimed by anything. If anyone wants to mention Gimmick Puppets, you're welcome to. I'm just saying. We have 2 spots left. It's not much, but if anyone wants to see Gimmick Puppets, if not, I might just put them in there anyway. I don't think anyone wants to see Vampire Monarchs. To be fair, I don't know if I want to either, but we'll see. Can you do this second effect already? Or are you just going to add back Argent Force? But I don't think you can play it again. Oh, he can play it again. Oh no! What do we do? You're gonna make, yeah, Gimmick Puppet of Dark Strings, which would normally do something, but really you're just blowing up your own stuff. I love this Vernusylph combo. This is very cool. It's very cool. And you might think I'm in trouble here, but so far, not really, because I can't be destroyed, and then once per turn, I've got this equip on my token. I can just make it so I can bounce this to his hand. I can't be beaten in that battle, brother. That's just not how it goes. But luckily for us, he did have to use his Argent Force's effect to reclaim itself, which is really good for us, not very good for him. So let's go ahead and use Dracoback's effect. We're just gonna... Should I bounce this? Nah, I'd rather bounce this. I'd rather bounce that. Thank you very much. Oh, and then that's gonna do something. Of course, it's gonna get itself back. Okay. Not a huge problem. Let's go ahead and venture Faithful. Ash Blossom out the booty. So, does it do anything else or no? No, it doesn't. Let me think about this. I mean, I could just beat over that. Is probably the play here. Not a great play by any means, but it's like better than nothing. I kind of want to make a big Link, but I don't think that's going to help me. I could make Maris too. I can make a lot of things. I make Baguska, make double or triple A, double A Zeus. Tricky business. It's always tricky business when you have so many different things you can do, and you're spoiled for choice. I still have my enemy control. I'm going to save that. What is the play here? I can make Rod 10. From the hand, I have the thing in my hand. I can make Sarah, that doesn't help me. I get the thing to get my trap back. I don't need that. I don't want to make Baguska, but that'll get rid of all my protection and stuff. Again, having a double A Zeus might be a good idea. I'd rather just go for, like, Whole Hog. I think I just clicked the wrong monster. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everyone's going to leave. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Let's go for Battle Phase. Could have done a little more damage. Doesn't matter too much. Let's just beat over the Chimera Doll. And... Alright. Gimmick cannot be destroyed by battle. That's right. I can still beat over you with Baguska, though. That I can do. Okay. What the balls? Oh, they just can't be destroyed by battle, period. That's more than a little annoying. Let's see. Let's see. Attach material, return a monster to the field with the hand. Make Typhon? Why not? We'll make Typhon. And then, I was gonna make double A Zeus, but this works just as well. This works just as well. Get out of here. And we'll set a card, and we'll pass. Because now he can't use any monsters with high amounts of attack. Plus, well, this is a dark now. Might have been a slight mistake, but if he tries to threaten out my Sky Crisis, I still have enemy controller. He is not immune to being targeted, as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, that is not the case. But yeah, maybe he should have just gone for double A Zeus. I was thinking I could link into this and then do him again. Or link, exceed, you know what I mean. I thought I could do one thing, but that didn't work, so I'm gonna do the other thing. It'll work. What do we got? Gimmick Puppy, Puppy Dreary Doll. Got Puppy Bloody Doll. And then we got Baby Doll. All sorts of dollies. All sorts of dollies, and yet let's see you carry some wood. What do we got? Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. Let's see here. What is this guy doing? Then get a rank up spell back, you say. I don't really want him to do that, if I can help it. Let's wait a minute. And these new Gimmick Puppets hit hard, man. Crazy how much just a little bit extra detail really helps a deck out. Gimmick Puppet, man, they just have... Oh, it gives me this? Huh. Okay. I mean, that's okay, I guess. I mean, he's gonna destroy Sky Crisis. I might as well activate enemy controller now. I don't see a reason not to, so I'm just gonna steal this for a turn. If I'm allowed, unless he has a quick play spell. There are rank up spells that are quick plays, so he could have that. But yeah, let's Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. Get him on the board. So he can destroy my monsters, I can't destroy his. Gotcha. Just double checking how that works. Bash Gimmick Puppet, summon itself out, yep. What does Baby Doll do again? I don't think it does anything on the board. Unless it's normal summoned. Okay, so when it's normal summoned, it does something, otherwise it's just a Baby Doll. Gotcha. Gotcha. And then this is going to make everybody a level 8, as 12 Gimmick Puppets. Alright. I mean, nice back and forth we're having. I do like a good back and forth. Never good when one side destroys the other too quickly. Never fun that. I mean, I know we're trying to kind of control the board a little bit, and that's kind of the idea of that, but for me personally, I like back and forth. It's what I like to do. Alright, another one of Fantastica. Alright. Getting another rank up spell from the deck, another Argent Chaos Force. Now he's going to be able to make the big one, whose name I don't remember, but it exists. It does exist, and what does it do again? Something, gimmick puppet stuff. Yes. You can almost summon a machine in addition. Oh, you get an additional summon, too? It's crazy. This god's crazy. You get a rank up spell, Giant Hunter. Target a card your opponent controls, destroy if it was a monster, inflict damage. What? That's a material from monster control, target gimmick puppet in the grave, summon it to your opponent's field in defense mode. Okay. Alright. Giant Hunter giving me the Puppet of Strangs. It's a thing you don't often think about with gimmick puppets. They do have a lot of, like, burn stuff. They do that a lot, don't they? Like, this burns, that burns, this guy does not burn. But the ranked up gimmick puppet of strings burns. Alright. Well, Not necessarily good. I mean, I can link these off if I need to. This is going to go back to him when it gets back to his turn. Sadly, Dracoback will not protect me forever. Does not protect me forever, it doesn't. So we'll see where this goes. Can he still attack with all these? I think he can. Yeah, they can still attack. And he still has Radical Chaos Force. Okay. So, dang it. Gimmick puppets are giving me trouble recently. I need to start thinking of some more. I don't know, maybe I should start playing Stygian Dirge. Just play Stygian Dirge. I did that to a guy once. I just played Stygian Dirge against Gimmick Puppets. All of his monsters became level 7. Had nothing he could do till he got his spell trap removal. So, yeah, he's just going to give me this again, pop it again, burn me again. And I think that's game right there. So, GG, sir. GG, sir. You got me. You got me good, dude. All right, so third duel, we take our loss for the day. But let's go back into the fourth duel, the Shamrock, the four-leaf clover duel. Last chance of romance. Let's go all out, all in, and show off what this deck can really do. All right, everybody, the fourth and final duel, the four-leaf clover duel, the last chance at romance. And let's just get on into it, man. Those Gimmick Puppets, man. It's a tough bunch. I mean, I contend if I had my trap, that wouldn't have been so hard, honest, but we did not, so. Okay, not a bad hand, not a bad hand. Let's go ahead, do the Vernusylph thing. Go ahead and ditch a couple cards. Ooh, Foolish Burial. I can do everything with this hand. I can do all the goodies. I love that. All right, so we'll get our Fenrir. I'm not going to use this effect just yet. And we're going to Foolish Burial. We're going to Foolish Burial. We're going to go ahead and get our Gokapole in the graveyard. There he is. Good old Gokapole. The Gokapole will go in the grave. He's going to fetch my Arachnocampa. And we'll be able to go all in here. All I have to do is not activate DNI's effect. Not that I could use her effect right now, but you get the idea. If this was Merbello, you would not use her effect. So we're going to go ahead, make our Shara, as we do. And we're going to special summon good old Arachnocampa. See, how many summons is that? 2? I'm just double checking in. The off chance that, what's his face, Nibiru shows up. Effect Veiler. Ugh. Well, so much for having my trap card. Well, that's a little annoying, but what can you do? Your opponent doesn't like you, doesn't want you playing. Your trap card on your sleeves today. It's unfortunate, but it's what happens. So we're going to get our Griffin Rider. Can't summon it now because of, you know, Vernusylph stuff, but well, that's how it goes sometimes. I should have baited out things with Fenrir. I had a feeling if I did that, he would have raged at that, but I should have just done it. Should have just done. So let's end our turn for now and see where this goes. I mean, I've got Sarah on the board. Arachnocampa's on the board. Got my token. The minute he tries to do stuff, I can use my Griffin Rider. Can't stop everything, but I can at least stop whatever follows this. That's the name of this deck. I mean, I've got my Fenrir, I've got my Wandering Griffin Rider, I've got my, well, if I had my trap, this would have been perfect, but I don't have my trap. Chad, I can only keep talking out of my trap. That's the only thing I do. So, what has he got? I'm attempting to summon Griffin Rider. What you can do to stop this, I'm not entirely sure. Or what you can combo to this, I don't know. There we go. Let's go for Griffin Rider. What do we have? Ash Blossom and Rescue Ace. Okay. Ace is the place, as they say. All right. Luckily, I have played Rescue Ace. They are a surprisingly trolly bunch, funnily enough. Funnily enough, Rescue Ace are a kind of a trolly deck. Once you get their big boss on the board and you just start spamming out stuff. What are you doing? That doesn't stop me anything. Why would you bother? Why are you banishing him? I mean, I know I could banish it for a backup and stuff, but that doesn't really do nothing for you, brother. But okay, you do you. All right. Well, you control a monster during the main phase. Normal summon a Rescue Ace monster in addition to your normal summon. Okay. That's fine. Do your thing. Do your Rescue Ace thing. Like I said, I know how your deck works, more or less. No. Okay, summon a Rescue Ace from the deck defense. Tribute a Rescue Ace monster from hand or the field. Okay. As one does, you get your Hydrant. It is your main thing. And this is main thing. What does this do again? Just so I remember myself. While you control S Ace monster, blah, blah, blah. Activate a quick play spell. It was set. During the main phase, you can add a Rescue Ace monster from the deck to the hand. Gotcha. I'm gonna say sure. Because I can just banish this. That's the thing. I've got Fenrir. This is not protected at the moment. It is not, so I think this is going to be a very quick fourth duel. I don't want it to be, but I think it's going to be. I mean, the third duel is pretty long, relatively speaking, so, you know, tis what tis. Let's just banish this Hydrant. Now what are you going to do? You got Turbulence. Yep. Got two of those. And no. I'm going to shuffle my boy back and get rid of your Turbulence. So, there you go. We trolled the trolley Rescue Aces. But that was 95% of a perfect board. That was like 95. The only thing we could have done better with that board is getting our trap card, which will allow me to pop two monsters, which is really nice bit of recursion, especially if we also make Kalaria. That way I can just reset the trap and use it more frequently. So I think that's good for today. We've shown off most of what this deck is about, so let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. So Vernusylph Traptrix, the one trap wonder, went 3 out of 4, which is perfectly reasonable. I still want to beat up Gimmick Puppets, though. I feel like I did mess up with that duel. I should have gone for Double A Zeus to clear board, but I wanted to be snarky about it, and that cost me. That cost me. But all in all, this is a very interesting deck concept. It does have some things in it and about it that can, lock you out of certain routes, but with each route closed, another one opens up. And so, you get certain cards in your hand, you get certain things going, and you can make a whole bunch of different boards. The Adventure line does its thing. We get ourselves our Omni Gate with the Griffin Rider. We have Fenrir, who's, he's a bit of a meta piece of garbage, but he's not the worst piece of meta garbage we've ever seen. I'm looking at you, Red Eyes Dragoon. He's way worse than this thing has ever been. We got our Traptrix line, which, we have the ability to search our traps, search our monsters, get back our monsters. We got protection for our back row. We got good old Sarah. We got our trap hole. And then, of course, we have the Vernusylphs comboing off with all of our earth monsters, sending them to the grave. Various effects there, bringing monsters back from the graveyard. And the works. So, hope everybody enjoyed this deck. We didn't get to see everything it does, but we got to see a lot of what it does. So, real quick, I'm going to go into the deck list, and then we'll talk about what's coming up for our special week of Yu-Gi-Oh! Coming up tomorrow. So, for the main deck today, we have 3 copies of Fenrir, because he special summons himself, Earth Monster, searches more copies of himself as discard. There's a lot of reasons to run this guy, and none of them have to do with the whole banishing stuff effect. That's like secondary nature for him. It's secondary importance. The more important thing is, he's a body on the board, and he searches more things. We have 1 Griffin Rider as our negation with the Adventure line. We have 1 Dianea. Not only is he Traptrix to normal summon, to make Sarah and all that good stuff, but she recovers our Traptrix monsters, and she can, if special summoned by whatever means, get back our trap. So that's another nice thing it does. 2 copies of Mermello, because just in case our hand's a little dry, this can at the very least search out Treacherous Trap Hole. That way, if we don't get her right into camp at the same time or it means to get her, we can at least guarantee we have our trap. 2 Mantis, as it searches out Mermello and Arachnicampa. As our spicy little tech, the tuner, is Camellia. You might be curious why we're playing this. Well, we got stuff. We got things. I'll explain. So we have one copy of this as like a cheeky side tech. 3 Arachnocampa as we special summon this along with Sarah to get our trap, and it protects our back row. 2 Vernusylph the Awakening as it sends more cards to the graveyard and revives things from the grave. Really good thing to send Gokipole with. 3 copies of Vernusylph Flourishing Hills as it, again, searches any Vernusylph card and then can revive itself or whatever. Really good for setting up our Vernusylph Corolla plus itself, giving all of our Earths protection from being nuked. 3 copies of the Water Enchantress of the Temple gets our adventure token line set up. Just going to be careful of this combined with Vernusylphs because they don't mesh too well together. So it depends on the hand you get. Depends on the combo you're going for, but it's nice to have this card. 2 copies of Vernusylph of the Thawing Mountain. Also does, of course, the Thawing Mountain. It lets us draw more cards, and again, revives Earth monsters from the graveyard as well. And plus, with Corolla, it can make any Vernusylph, as in anything counting as a Vernusylph, attack twice. So that's pretty cool. Gokipole is a card we exclusively send to the graveyard by whatever means necessary to search out Arachnocampa, or any other Traptrix we might need. We're playing all the insect monsters of, well, except Dynia. We're playing all the relevant Traptrix insect monsters. We got ourselves, what else? Vernusylph of the Flowering Fields is just another bit of protection. If it's on the board, Vernusylphs can't be targeted by card effects, so this plus board equals nice defense. And again, it gets an Earth monster from the grave to the hand, and then it gets you a monster from the grave as well. Nice recovery there. It also has, what was the other effect of this thing? No, that was all it does. Some of them have other effects. Like this can allow a monster to get double attack. This lets them do double attack. This doesn't do any of that. 3 copies of the Rite of Aramasir is our main line for going into adventure token. Just get yourself a token, get yourself the adventure, start going there. 1 Terraforming to Beta, Ash Blossom, the like. The field spell isn't important here, but if it gets on the board, it's nice. If it gets rid of Ash Blossom, it's even better. We have 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Again, that's for Gokipole or just ditching Fenrir, whatever need be. Monster Born because we like to revive from the graveyard. Call by Grave to stop Ash Blossoming. 2 enemy controllers because we're playing 1 trap card. And this card, it's kind of like playing Book of Moon, but it has the added ability to steal my opponent's stuff, which can be very detrimental to certain decks. We have 1 Vernusylph Corolla, which allows my Vernusylphs to use their effects without disregarding cards, and just turns all Earth monsters into Vernusylphs. So, yeah, adds those added effects to any Earth monster. We have 1 copy of Faithful Adventure, which adds out our Griffin Rider to our hand, protects our monsters equipped with equip spells of the works. We have our equip spell Dracaback, which just lets my token send cards to the grave, bounces to the hand, not to the graveyard. Sends things back to the hand, protects my token, all that good stuff. 1 Traptrix Garden, because it lets me get an additional normal summon. My insects or plants can't be destroyed by battle once per turn. And I can banish any monster to summon a Traptrix from the hand to the grave, so a lot of things that can do. And lastly, we have the Treacherous Trap Hole, which allows me to, target 2 monsters on the field, destroy those cards. So, pop 2 cards, or even target Sarah if they only have 1 monster on the board, if they kind of sniff you out there. Because remember, Sarah is not affected by trap effects, so you can target Sarah and nothing's going to happen bad to her. Now, as for our extra deck, we have 1 Almirage in the off chance we have a bad hand, but we have Gokipole as our normal summon of the turn. We have 1 Traptrix Sarah as our main startup for the Traptrix line. We have Masquerain generic sort of link monster. SP Little Knight for a little bit of interruption, being able to banish cards on the board. We have 1 Traptrix Colaria, which if we can make up this thing, not only is it going to allow me to reuse my trap more often than not, it also revives monsters from the graveyard every turn. So it was very nice. We have Pretend, the Heavenly General, which can revive monster. What was it? Is he targets a monster this guy points to. He summons a level 4 lower monster with the same level, or type, I should say, as the monster from my hand to the zone this points to. Yeah, it just gets you more monsters of similar typings. And we have, we have fairies that have several typings. We have insects. So, it's got that sort of thing going for itself. But it can also target cards my opponent controls and destroy them when it's at the start of the battle phase. So, just more removal there. 1 Accesco Talker for a big honking boss monster, just to get rid of things on the board. Just giant Accesco Talker. Well, we get him up to like 5,300 if we can wing it, 43 at the least, and then just starts blowing stuff up. 1 number 3 Cicada King, as we have a lot of level 3 monsters in this deck. Well, I have a couple level 3 monsters in the deck, but this is just another negation. 1 Barame, the Sacred Sheep Shrub, as this is going to recover my normal trap cards, put them on the deck, draw myself normal cards, and then what was the other thing? Yeah, if I activate a trap card, I can just bring out a monster from my hand. So, a lot of things this guy does. A lot of things that guy does. Baguska is emergency backup, as well, something to go into AA Zeus with. One Alamaris, because we can attach 2 materials to bring back an insect or a plant, or if a card of my opponent's leaves the board for whatever reason, I can attach a material from this to steal that monster. One Typhon to get rid of things like AA Zeus and be able to bounce things. We have AA Zeus to clear boards. Now, as for my cheeky techs here, we have Diabolantis, the Menacing Mantis. He's a generic synchro, but he revolves around insects and plants. You can send insects and plants from the deck to the grave up to a number of non-tuners used to summon the thing. So it's 1, but, you know, it could be that one good one. And also, you can target an insect or plant and treat it as a tuner till the end of the turn. So you have a level 8, you have a level 4. Why not make Centurion Legatia? Our monster with 2,000 rolls attack cannot be destroyed by battle. So, you know, Vernusylph, this thing on the board. Try getting around that. Try getting around that. Granted, she's a light monster, but you know, you ignore that sort of thing. Maybe, was there any other thing else? Let me just double, I know this is what it is. I'm just double checking. Are there any level 12 Earth monsters that are generic wise? I guess you could also make Overlord Matsuda, or I don't know, no. This is the only generic one. Yeah, the only other generic level 12 like Earth monster that could get the effects would be this dude, which is okay, I guess, if you want like a 4K beat stick, but you know, this also has the ability to draw you cards and destroy cards and all that good stuff. So I like Centurion better. That's me. So as for the side deck here, you know, there's other Vernusylphs, of course. Originally, this deck called for Vernusylph with the Mystic Seedlings, but EDO Pro is having some sort of glitch where this card just doesn't work, like, at all. You can still run one copy if you feel like it, but its hand effect doesn't work on EDO Pro. That's why I'm not using it today. There's other rank 4s like Time Thief or Do if you want to just like interrupt your opponent even more, steal the cards on top of their deck, that sort of thing. There's Blackluster Soldier if, say, for whatever reason, your opponent has something that's, I don't know, it can't be targeted or it can't be banished or whatever. This is an option. It's not the best option, but it's something. A lot of Earth monsters, so also the Earth Charmer, never know. Pentastag to give somebody piercing damage, you know. This plus this plus this plus this equals lots of damage. You also have some bee troopers here, but, you know, we have things that aren't insects, so not as useful. Link Spider can link off a token, but not ideal. And if you're up against back row heavy decks, you know, there's Harpy's Feather Duster. That's what I came up with. So thank you very much for watching today's episode, everybody. Hope you did enjoy it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So we'll be saying goodbye for now, but let me tell you now, this coming week is going to be wild because we're taking a look at a whole week of Rush Duel decks. That's right. It's time for alternate format week, baby. And we're going to be having a special guest on the show. We're going to have all the Alter Memphises showing up, all the ones I can tolerate being on the channel. I'm still not having Crazy Memphis do anything. I'm not doing it. No, don't ask. So that's what we're doing. We got alternate format week. We're going to be 7 days of Rush Duel decks. So check on that if y'all be interested in that alternate format. But for now, thank you much for watching today, everybody. Don't forget to smack the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, y'all stay safe, stay happy. Have a wonderful St. Patty's Day, and you have a good one. Take care.